where news comes first. This is WECT News at 6. Streaming live on WECT.com and the WECT News app.
We're following several major stories, all developing within the last hour. A hearing has determined whether a teenager will be tried as an adult in a stabbing death.
It's a case closed in the death of a teenager from Bladenboro, Lennon Lacey. And at this hour, we now know how long Nasheed Porter will spend in prison after he was convicted today for murder. We begin tonight with that murder trial, a sentence just coming down within the last 30 minutes for Nasheed Porter.
He will spend life in prison without parole for murder. WECT's Ashley Kozakowski following some interesting developments in the courtroom. Ashley?
Yeah, Fran and John, I just listened to the sentencing and I can't believe what I heard. Nasheed Porter was singing during the entire procedure. The DA, Ben David, had to actually shout over him. This is some of the video from inside the courtroom, and we just shared some of this on the WECT Facebook page as well. At first, Porter refused to come into the courtroom for sentencing, according to our Susanna Black, who was there. But the Supreme Court states that a defendant must be there for the sentencing procedure. So once he came into the courtroom, it appeared he was singing from the Quran. Porter was found guilty this afternoon in the murder of Brian Grant, and at one point in the sentencing, he starts yelling at Grant's family.
I didn't shoot your son. I don't even know your son. I never seen your son. So you need to hand it up who your son be with. I ain't never seen y'all people. Only time I seen y'all people was in this courtroom. You can always remember this. This is a lower court, and always called Court of Appeal.
Please, you're going to be given every right.
Y'all don't even understand this.
And that is no surprising behavior given how this entire trial has been up until this point. Porter still has another trial ahead of him. He could get the death penalty for killing a witness who was set to testify against him in this case. Susanna is getting reaction now from those who were involved in this court case, and we'll have a full wrap up for you on WECT.com and WECT News at 11.
Now to an update on a teen's death that has caused controversy for nearly 2 years. The U.S. Justice Department has closed the case in Lennon Lacey's death. The 17-year-old was found hanging from a swing set in Bladenboro in 2014. Local authorities ruled it a suicide, but the Justice Department launched an investigation to determine if it was a homicide. We're told there is no evidence to support that, and again, the case is now closed. We are efforting reaction from people who knew Lacey about this ruling. We'll bring you new information at 10 and 11.
A teenager will be tried as an adult for the stabbing death of a local realtor. Corey Sullivan's case will head to Superior Court. WECT's Bill Murray back from the juvenile justice courtroom with the details. Bill, what did you hear?
Well, John Sullivan's case now heading to the grand jury. Look for a time frame now of June 27th. The grand jury usually meets every Monday, but a statewide judges conference next week is going to push that indictment back. 15 years old at the time of this alleged murder, old enough to be tried as an adult in today's ruling. Sullivan is accused of stabbing and killing Ben Privet back in April. Privet was a realtor and a well-known musician in Wilmington. You can find several videos of him on YouTube. The charges still stand. Corey Sullivan is facing a first-degree murder charge, along with breaking and entering and attempted armed robbery. Privet's fiancee found him stabbed in the chest off Brackenfern Road in the early morning hours of April 22nd. Sullivan was arrested within a week of Privet's death. Again, this case now making its way to Superior Court, where late this afternoon the results of a hearing found teen Corey Sullivan will be tried as an adult. WECT learned Sullivan's dad, one of the chaplains with the New Hanover County Sheriff's Department. Reporting in the newsroom, Bill Murray, WECT News.
A new initiative to take a stance against violence is reminding people to be considerate of others. Guns Down, Water Up is an anti-violence movement that began last week. It urges people to put down guns and grab a water gun instead. But Wilmington police have gotten some complaints about those participating. Now they're asking you to stay out of roadways and only engage with those who want to participate.
With every good thing, there are some folks who will take it to the extreme and take it upon themselves to turn it into something that could be harmful. So we put a list of safety tips out today, just encouraging people to be safe, cautious, but also remember they've got to abide by the law.
New at 6 tonight, you called in complaints, so deputies started investigating, and after 3 months, they've now filed charges. Andre Barr, investigators say, distributed cocaine and prescription pills in Columbus County. Investigators say they bought drugs undercover from Barr. Then they searched his home, seized even more drugs and a stolen gun.
Well, thankfully, it's something that's become more rare, but still occurrence a couple of times per season. Yesterday, a high school football player dying at his practice, a freshman. After the break, we'll have more on that, what coaches around the Wilmington area are doing to ensure the safety of their players.
You're watching WECT News at 6.
An update now on an accident we brought you as a live alert at 5. 2 cars crashed on River Road and Saunders. One lane is closed right now.
Yeah, this is a live look. The tow truck getting the cars out of the way. One person did have to go to the hospital. We do not at this hour know the extent of that person's injuries. Another person was hurt, but we're told is okay. No word on what caused that crash.
Just a lot of hurt and pain.
A tragic event in North Carolina has many of you thinking about the safety of your child as he or she plays sports. A 14-year-old died at an optional high school football workout in Greensboro. WECT's A.J. Ricketts talked to a local coach today about the risks and how to keep players safe on the field.
Well, heat illness has caused deaths at every level of football, most notably its presence felt at the high school level. More than 70% of heat-related deaths happening at those practices. Coaches aware of the numbers and alerts for the signs.
It's obviously a sad situation. Anytime a kid gets hurt or loses his life on the field, that pushes everything back to the forefront.
In the 20 years from 1995 to 2015, there were 54 football deaths due to heat stroke. 2 professional, 9 college players, 42 high schoolers. Hanover County implemented new policies in 2014. Among them, pads, helmets, and gear must be removed if the heat index reaches 96. Practice must be called off if it reaches 105. In addition, morning practices must finish by 10:30 a.m.
Especially right now, beginning the summer workouts, we stay hydrated. They're not used to the heat, but we do try to go times to where it is safer.
The emphasis on safety all across the country does seem to have made a difference. From 2005 to 2009, there was an average of 3.6 deaths per year from heat stroke. In the following 5 years, that decreased to 2.6. It's not clear just yet what led to Carson Cross's death, and all safety precautions were in place at the time of the optional workout. Now, conditions at that practice in Greensboro were not abnormally high, temperatures around 85 degrees with 20 to 25% humidity, which is really around the lower end of the spectrum for summer practices. Now, in terms of rehydration, doctors recommend drinking 1 to 1.5 times the amount of fluid loss during a practice to completely rehydrate. Reporting in the WECT courtyard, A.J. Ricketts, WECT.
It's not just athletes who get hot in this weather. Many of your neighbors don't have a way to stay cool, not even a fan. So we're holding our annual Franz Fans collection next week, and this time we're adding a second location for you to drop off fans. On Thursday, June 23rd, I'll be at the Walmart in Leland. Then on Friday, June 24th, I'll be at the Monkey Junction Walmart. You can make your donations between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. The fans will be given to people in our area who need them. Once again, Thursday at the Leland Walmart, Friday, the Monkey Junction Walmart.
And we've certainly had a lot of need the last few days, especially today. Heat index in Wilmington at topping 100 degrees. Another hot day on your Friday, but look what happens by the weekend, an actual break from the heat. I'll tell you about it with a complete First Alert forecast next.
This is meteorologist Eric Davis with your First Alert weather.
Well, today is certainly one of the hotter days that we've seen in southeastern North Carolina. 92 the official high at ILM, but with sky-high humidity, Heat index at one point hitting 102. It did that during the 4 o'clock hour. And one thing we have not really seen develop a little bit surprising is any kind of shower or thunderstorm activity. It's been a very quiet afternoon, including in western Brunswick County. This is a live view from our HD camera at Ocean Isle Beach. We're looking from the Ocean Isle in over towards the pier, and notice very little cloud cover out there. We've had a few cumulus clouds trying to develop into showers and thunderstorms, but it just seems at this point that the upper levels of the atmosphere are not very conducive for any kind of shower or thunderstorm development. Still got a window for about a couple of hours where a shower or storm could pop up, so still a good idea to download the WECT weather app if you're heading out to Sounds of Summer concert, which we'll talk about in just a few moments. Satellite and radar composite. Most of the action so far in South Carolina, but even the storms in South Carolina don't look terribly healthy. A couple of storms also around the Crystal Coast moving offshore, but it looks like we're kind of getting the old split here in southeastern North Carolina with a little action to our north, a little bit of action to our southwest, but very little action here in southeastern North Carolina. Really no evidence of any storms popping up, at least as of right now, on the First Alert Digital Doppler. Looks like maybe one little shower approaching Bald Head Island, but you get the general idea. Probably a lot of us are not going to see any kind of activity tonight. Now, if any storms are able to develop, still the potential of some localized heavy downpours and some lightning strikes. But if we get through about 8 or 9 o'clock without any storms developing, we're probably in the clear for the rest of tonight. 75 the overnight low. Note that I've lowered the rain chance to only about 20% for the rest of tonight. Southwest winds around 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow, though, one difference is a front will be in the area, and that will provide a little more lift in the atmosphere. Should the front will be able to tap some of the moisture around and lead to at least some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. 90 degrees for the high. Once again, the heat index value could approach 100 degrees. Westerly winds 10 miles per hour with some higher gusts. Now, it was certainly hot today. Another hot day on tap for your Friday. The heat index value approaching 100 degrees, it looks like, for tomorrow afternoon. But we've been talking about this all week. Strong cold front will be pushing through the area just in time for the Father's Day weekend. And look at the projected feels-like temperatures on Saturday, Sunday, and even on Monday, only in the low 80s. In fact, our high temperature now forecast for both Saturday and Sunday in Wilmington, 80 degrees. We'll see even better temperatures coming up during the nighttime hours. Actual temperature in Wilmington now 90 degrees, 93 in Elizabethtown. We're still seeing heat index values even right now in the mid to upper 90s. So bring the bottled water. I think Lauren said just a little while ago, if you're heading out to Sounds of Summer, you might want to bring the bottled water. Humid conditions on tap for the rest of tonight and into your Friday morning. Should be dry when you wake up, 75 degrees, but here comes the front. Isolated storms popping up, it looks like, for tomorrow afternoon and probably for tomorrow evening as well. They'll die off, and then here comes much drier and cooler air just in time for the weekend. Check out the 7-day forecast. We're topping out at 94 tomorrow. Look at the high on Saturday and Sunday, 80 degrees. Low humidity. It's going to be great. Overnight lows in the low 60s. Make your tea times for Dad if you haven't done so already on Sunday. 84 sunshine on Monday. And then next week, the heat and humidity, not surprisingly, beginning to return. And probably by the middle of next week, we'll have at least the potential of some spotty or isolated showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast. But I mean, what a Father's Day weekend. We've been looking at this all week long. No signs of change in that forecast at all.
And it looks like we have good weather tonight for the Sounds of Summer concert going on Wrightsville Beach.
That's right. We've got a great band playing for our free concert, that being Southern Trouble. Our Southern Trouble. Lauren Routenkrantz is live now at Wrightsville Beach.
Are you starting rumors about Lauren?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
It's not a rumor, it's a fact. Hey, Lauren.
Hi, Fran. Hi, John. And hi, Eric. It is so beautiful. You know what? I told you guys I would whip up some good weather for the first concert of our Sounds of Summer concert series. Of course, we're at Wrightsville Beach Park. The concert officially starts at 6:30, but we're going to get a little sneak preview of an original song in just a few minutes. It is hot, so you can go over to our WECT table and get some goodies. We've got some WECT swag, and with me, showing off these awesome fans, are Joyce and Natalie. You guys are Wilmington locals. Yeah. You always come to these concerts, right?
Yes, always.
And tell me, you were telling me you never miss them except
when the weather's bad.
And the weather's great today,
it
so
is.
We have an awesome crowd. Tell me what you love about being in Wrightsville Beach Park and coming to these Sounds of Summer concerts.
Relaxing, the music, and the fellowship that we have with lots of friends.
That's right. So actually you two are neighbors, and they love coming here. Like Joyce said, never miss it except for the rain. So we're going to continue to fan ourselves, keep ourselves cool. And actually, if we want to go ahead and zoom out, we're going to show us the crowd. Southern Trouble, they are going to actually take it away with a live preview of their concert. Remember, it starts at 6:30. Don't forget to join us. What's up, y'all? toss it back over to you in the studio. If you want to have some fun, get on out here to Wrightsville Beach Park. We're down live at Wrightsville Beach. I'm Lauren Brown-Grant for WECT.
All right, Lauren, thanks. In tonight's cover story, it is by no means a glamorous job taking care of the dead, but somebody has to do it.
WECT's Marissa Hundley talked to a woman in charge of restoring graveyards, a job not many people do.
Well, Fran and John, New Hanover County is home to 106 cemeteries. Many of them once belonged to families who died long ago and are now abandoned. But thanks to Bambi Carabin, the county's graveyard preservationist, the dead are not forgotten.
It's like going back in history.
Walking through the historical Maid Cemetery, Bambi Carabin is restoring its past.
I need the clippers.
One headstone at a time.
And as you can see, I cleaned this side yesterday, but not this side. It's nice to see something that actually makes a difference so fast.
Maid Cemetery is one of 37 abandoned graveyards in New Hanover County, and Bambi is in charge of preserving them all. She's trained to clean headstones.
J-A-T-Y.
She also pieces them back together. But in many cases, the cemeteries are so dated, headstones are long gone.
I'm marking the center of the grave.
Bambi plants pink flags where the ground is sunken in, likely from collapsed wooden coffins. But this isn't her only job. She's also an engineer and cartologist for the county.
Since I do deed research and mapping, it's right up my alley, and I love it. I would do it for free. 1867 to 1950.
Taking care of the dead, certainly a humbling job, but not one that goes unnoticed.
I have 6 family members here and many friends.
Roland Wilson made his family's headstones by hand when he was a teenager.
I took cinder blocks, poured cement on them, and carved the names of my relatives.
But for more than a decade, he couldn't find their graves. Weeds so overgrown it was impossible to get through in his wheelchair. Until a cleanup back in April. With Bambi's help, dozens came to Maid Cemetery to volunteer, clearing away years of neglect.
It's overwhelming to me because I never thought it would be cleaned up like this again.
I guess you can relate to it if you've lost family. And if it's been all this many years and you weren't able to go in and visit the graves.
Every brush and rake, she's bringing this place back to life. For Wilson, now a place of peace to remember his past.
As I look around under the trees and feel the cool breeze, I'm remembering in my mind where others were buried here.
I'd like to think I'm doing something nice that somebody's happy about it.
In Wilmington.
Besides just me.
Marissa Hundley, WECT News.
If you need help in a legal situation, we may have the answer for you. Next Tuesday, June 21st, we'll hold an Ask a Lawyer call-in program. If you have legal questions, you can talk with an attorney about what resources are available to you, and there's no charge. We'll take calls between 5 and 6:30. Again, that's June 21st.
A lot of dads, well, you know, we're in charge of the yard work around the house. Maybe this weekend we'll get a break.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Ahead, we look back at how some dads willingly hopped on the lawnmower, riding toward a Father's Day victory.
When you see the clouds moving in, you can plan all your outdoor activities by the hour with the WECT weather app. It's free from your app store. Sponsored by Bob King Pre-Owned Headquarters.
Bob King Pre-Owned, where all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers come with a Bob King seal of approval. Rush to Bob King Pre-Owned today.
As we throw it back this Thursday, we're honoring dads. This is video of a contest in Fayetteville in 1996. Dads were blindfolded and then tried to drive a riding lawnmower through an obstacle course.
And their sons were yelling directions at them. The winner won a new riding lawnmower from Walmart. Here's hoping all of you dads are winners this Father's Day weekend.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you back here tonight at 11 o'clock.